Welcome to this week's edition of The Passion of the Digital Artist, coming to you live from the artist's back deck in beautiful Canton, Ohio. Here he is, Jeff Mueller.
Xavier, how are you?
I'm great, Jeff. How are you?
I am super. This week, super. Rested up. Lots of stuff that has happened.
And we lost Jeff as our we're having some technical difficulties here, folks. This stand is too high tech. I'm just going to freestand it here.
All right.
All right. So we're going to, if it seems a little shaky, it's just me.
That was awesome. I kind of shrunk.
Yep.
Or grew.
You grew.
I grew. So this week, or the last couple of weeks, we haven't been around. That's because I was in New York City. And if you remember, right after we video blogged, Xavier had just come back from Las Vegas. But when I got back I drove all day Saturday back from New York. And Sunday I was kind of beat, so we just kind of skipped it. And I had time to reminisce. The story of the creative show in New York City was amazing. Right now you're going to be seeing a lot of video footage and pictures that I'm putting through. That it was great. It ended up not having to go by myself. My 14-year-old son Seth came along with me as support for driving, and then it was a little bit of an adult show, but I went early, got in as an artist, did my sign up, found out the times that all my pieces were going to be. I was excited because they had picked 3 of the pieces from the Cape Cod series: Serene Marina, Away, and Bar. So those, it was awesome. They were up. I met a lot of people, a lot of different artists. I kind of have been getting the feel for what the See Me creative group is trying to do, what they are, who they are, and they're growing fast. This event that they threw, they invited a certain amount of artists, and I was there early. There was a big line across the street. They let us in. We registered. Their guests, you were allowed to have up to 3 guests, were allowed to go in. So I was glad that I didn't take my 14-year-old son. Because he would have had to go in separate, not with the artists. And so I was there that night, talking to people, getting pictures of my stuff. Angel Orange Sands Foundation, which is an art museum on Manhattan's Lower East Side. The hotel was 2 blocks away. We stayed 2 blocks away. New York City, I don't care what anybody says, New York City is not in the middle or throes of a recession. The place is thriving. Walking out at nighttime, it's busier at nighttime of people going out, dressed to the hilt, spending money, having a good time, living in New York City. So it was just a great time. So the show went through. I got all the media that I needed to do the video, for the video blogging. I was quite happy. It was an open bar for most of the night, but about 10 o'clock they ran out and it went to water. So I asked one of the bouncers if it's all right if I brought my 14-year-old son back, and I walked back to the hotel, brought him back. There was, at 7 o'clock, a 2.5-hour wait to get into the show. This show was rocking. Some of the artists weren't even able to get in. They didn't think it was going to be this big. They kind of sent out a letter apologizing for not having but I felt, as an artist who was there, based off of what they told me to do, they were very specific. Be there at 6 o'clock. They were going to allow you to register. If you came later, you weren't able to get in. So based off that, I was super I felt it very important. When you go to New York City and you're at a place where people are waiting 2.5 hours to get in to see your artwork and other artists' artwork. So I grabbed Seth from the hotel and we got back. He was able to photograph me. You'll see him right in front of my own pieces. I was ecstatic. He got to see kind of what's going on with the New York City art crowd. And then Yoshi Suzuki was doing a live performance, judo art painting. He was painting in kimonos. He would sop his kimono in color. He had a tarp laid out, he had a canvas laid out, and he was rolling and painting. So it was just the most phenomenal thing. And what was the coolest thing is when he finished, you can see the piece of art here right now. You'll see that it's a nice abstract piece. I like the colors, golds, yellows, reds. It was a really kind of a cool way to do it. But he also sells the kimonos that he paints with. So he's got the whole thing down. I really like the creativity of the artwork that he was doing, and we got to see that live. My son got to see that live, so it was completely, totally exciting. Afterwards, the next day, me and him went out Little Italy. We went to the Statue of Liberty. I think I really got a painting for that. That'll be for the future. And then coming back. So that was last week. This week, First Friday, you're really starting in Canton, Ohio. We have a thing called the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And this is the week where all the former Pro Football Hall of Fame members come into town and they induct the new ones also. And this really turns Canton into, for about 2.5 weeks, Football Fest. It
is the epicenter in the world of football.
It's on ESPN. It's on right now. The game's on. It's Dallas and Miami playing on Monday Night Football. They're playing from Canton Fulton Stadium.
And it's the kickoff of the 2013 football season.
Right. The game's being played as we speak. The blimps are flying over our house and whatnot, and it really creates a little buzz in this town. So the first Friday, Xavier went down and was filled in for me with my friends, or my partner Craig in art. I call him my partner in art. We went up to the 50/50 show in Cleveland at the 78th Street Studios, and really things were really rocking up there. The 50/50 show happened, and it was phenomenal. People were excited about art. We were up there, well worth it. His piece, a lot of people were bidding on. There were some really cool pieces. I'm getting excited that I think what I'm doing, the people I'm meeting, and everything that I keep going and pounding on with everybody, that is really starting to pay off and work for me. I'm getting to the point where I really am getting excited. I think I'm right at that edge now where I feel that I know enough. I've done my research. We've practiced video blog long enough. I'm getting to the point. I've got this painting I'm working on, the commission right now. I'll put that up too also. I'm about halfway done with that. That's my 20th painting. That was my goal when I started out 3.5 years ago, that I needed to have 20 paintings to really hit the pavement and start to push this thing. So in the coming weeks, you're going to see a lot more type stuff geared on promoting and selling artwork. Not just my artwork, but what I'm going about doing so I can help other artists so they can do the same things so that their success can be similar to what's happening with my success, or my perceived success. But that's what's happening. I know, I'm excited. Anything to add, Xavier?
You've said it all, Jeff. Have a good week, folks.